18 after 8, That's Life is the new movie directed by Blake Edwards. It's a very personal movie about the pangs and the pains of turning 60 years old. It stars the director's personal friends, including Jack Lemmon, and family, including his wife, Julie Andrews, and their 2 children. I spoke with her recently, asked her just how much of her relationship with Blake is revealed up there on the public movie screen.
Oh, there are parts of us in the movie. Blake kind of, it's a blending of fact and fiction, really, and Blake hung moments of us into the screenplay from time to time.
Uncomfortable at all at any point?
Strangely, no. The moments are funny, or they're anecdotal, or, you know, we use reality to kind of make the screenplay seem even more real, I guess.
All right, what about with Emma? And you have some intense things, a scene particularly with Emma, your daughter. What was that experience like?
Well, for me, it was very special. It was as if Blake handed us a gift, because, you know, we've often fantasized what it might be like to do a play together on Broadway or something like that. And this is her first major role in film. And for me to be a part of it and to share it with her, I mean, I'll just have that memory for the rest of my life.
Oh, I wish I didn't have to feel this. I wish I could just turn the feeling off and not feel anything.
Oh, don't say that. Just be grateful that you can feel. It's deeply moving when one's beloved daughter is weeping on one's shoulder, and suddenly it took me back many years, and I was thinking, I've been here before, you know. And it made it very sort of, it was touching.
You know, with all the variety of things, Julie, that you played, I mean, doing the Victor Victoria, which is a challenging role, going back to Mary Poppins, which is totally different from, for instance, this. What do you recall about the Mary Poppins experience now, all these years later? What jumps out as being significant about the experience?
That it was the best learning experience I could possibly have had, and a very joyous one, too. You know, David, any musical is a joyous experience anyway, and having music on the set is wonderful. But in terms of a learning experience, that film was perhaps as full of difficult tricks that fooled the eye. I mean, one couldn't see the flying equipment. One had to sort of do all the animation and pretend it was there and so on. So it was a great learning experience.
All right, the same question about Victor Victoria. What comes back to mind? Because that's been a number of years now, enough for that one to settle down.
That one just stood me on my head. I mean, the character, you know, the number of characters that I had to try to be. Was I female thinking male, or was I female pretending to be male but thinking female?
May I?
Please.
What did you learn about men as a result of playing that role?
I think men in general are more still in their body language than women are. That they seem to sit more still. I mean, ladies will use the eyebrows and raise the shoulders and use the hands a lot more. And somehow, in my impression was that a man is more still.
How many people know you write children's books?
I don't know.
How many people would you like to know that you write children's books?
It depends how well I think I wrote it. I've done 2 of them, and I'm in the middle of a 3rd, and dying to finish it.
What is it about it that draws you to it, that you, enough to put the kind of work into it that obviously I would...
Yeah, that's a very personal, private pleasure. That's where I can go off and be myself and live with all these wonderful make-believe characters that I think are wonderful anyway. And
you mean you're down deep, just an escapist, and you want to escape this?
Yes, listen, it's not bad when you have 5 children and you can't wait to sort of go in a quiet corner and have just write away and use your imagination.
Julie, it is great to see you.
Nice to see you too, David.
Thanks. And we'll be right back. 8 minutes before 8 right now, in Blake Edwards' new movie, That's Life, his wife, Julie Andrews, stars as a woman who has to cope with a husband on the verge of a nervous breakdown and the possibility that she might have cancer. A lot of the issues facing the characters are drawn from the director's real life, and that's not unusual for Blake Edwards. I spoke with Blake and Julie recently. I asked him why he was so compelled to put his own personal demons up there on the screen.
I know them so well, for one thing. It's better to dramatize something you know. At least for me, it's better.
And the act of writing and directing, not so much what happens after that, but that process is kind of like an exorcism, I guess.
Harvey! Harvey! What are you doing, darling? What are you doing?
What?
Are you all right?
You all right?
What is it, sweet?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. I'm working out the kinks.
How comfortable are you with it, Julie, that all of a sudden you might see something that you know is very personal about Blake, and you find this on the screen? How concerned are you? People say, wow, what are you doing? In other words, maintain your privacy.
Well, I think there's a point past which we really don't go.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only dealing with a certain aspect of our family and a particular kind of attitude to life. I mean, at home it's a lot more chaotic and a lot, I mean, instead of, there's only 3
In
children
what
on the
way?
screen, and there are,
In what
there are
way
5
is
of
it
them
more
in the
chaotic?
family, and it's fascinating. It's a lot of hard work, but it is fascinating, and we only do a little of it, really.
Were there any exorcisms in your relationships at all? I don't want to overstate it, but
No, not as far as...
I think it was an exercise more than an exorcism. It was
Yeah.
it was such fun to flesh out. I mean, there were we deviated also from reality in certain areas. Our eldest daughter Jenny is not pregnant, but she played a pregnant lady in the movie, and there was just a kind of slight eldest daughter mother attitude going there, and it was fun to kind of flesh it out, and that was an acting assignment rather than that was an exercise.
Blake, the movies that Julie does that are yours, and you get her in some Dickens. I mean, between Victor Victoria, right? You had
That's the way I
her
keep things...
topless, right? That was
Not in Victor Victoria, yeah.
no, not Victor Victoria.
You weren't topless in Victor
I don't think so. No, not that I recall.
She recalled.
Yeah.
But now she's got possibly got cancer. You get a lot of challenges here for
that's
her.
the way I
Why do
keep
you do
things.
this to your wife?
I warn her. I say, listen, if you aren't good at home, I'm going to put you in a movie. Well, because I think she is an enormously talented actress, for one thing. I enjoy working with her. It keeps the family together. And
Also, I threaten I won't sleep with you if you don't give me the role,
yeah, that's
right?
true.
Now we're getting down to it,
That's
aren't we
Really
here?
getting down to it, yeah.
Yeah.
How has he helped you creatively, Julie, over the years?
Oh, enormously, David. Blake really does pay me the ultimate compliment he says that he sees qualities in me that I hope are there that, as an actress that can be brought forward, and he's handed me some phenomenal roles, so he's helped me enormously, and he gives me tremendous freedom when we're working to contribute. And
What about in reverse? What has she done for you, Blake, creatively?
Kept me on my toes most of the time. It would be impossible to stick around if I didn't kind of constantly pull up my socks and try a little harder.
Blake, thank you. Julie, thank you.
thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
We'll be right back.